You know, we talk a lot about intelligence on this show, but have you ever, like, really stopped to think about what it actually is?
Oh, absolutely.
What's going on under the surface when we're learning, adapting, just existing?
Right.
Well, today we are going deep on that very question.
Okay, love it.
We're diving into unveiling the multifaceted intelligence of the universe as taught by the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood.
Now, that is an intriguing title.
It is, right?
Yeah, and it's written by a guy named Waxira,
Okay.
who actually founded this brotherhood.
Interesting.
Yeah, and get this. They propose there are 7 levels of intelligence
Wow.
woven into, like, the fabric of reality.
Okay.
It's not just about us humans. They
Right.
see intelligence everywhere, even in things that, we might consider inanimate.
So we're not talking about, like, IQ tests and Mensa memberships here.
No.
This is like broadening the whole understanding of what intelligence even is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe even redefining it.
Okay, I like it.
So, to start, the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood, they point to what they call organic intelligence.
Okay.
And this is the intelligence that's, like, inherent in the basic building blocks of the universe.
Okay.
Atoms and molecules.
Wait, hold on. Atoms have intelligence.
Whoa.
I thought they were just these tiny particles bouncing around.
Think about it this way.
Okay.
They attract and repel each other, right?
Yeah.
In very specific ways.
Uh-huh.
They're following, like, the laws of physics.
Okay.
There's a sort of inherent knowing within them that allows them to interact and form the world that we see.
So it's not like they're sitting there, like, pondering the meaning of life.
Right.
But there's, like, a type of intelligence driving their behavior.
Precisely.
Okay.
Waxira argues that this underlying intelligence is actually what gives rise to the laws of physics,
Wow.
the formation of stars,
Yeah.
the very structure of the cosmos.
Yeah.
It's like the foundation for everything else.
All right. So that's already bending my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
So if even, the tiniest bits of matter have this basic intelligence, where do things go from there?
Well, as matter becomes more complex, right?
Right.
So too does its intelligence, according to this framework.
Okay.
And that brings us to plant intelligence.
Plant intelligence. Okay.
Yeah. We tend to think of plants as passive,
Right.
but they actually exhibit a surprising level of intelligence in how they adapt and thrive.
I've heard about, like, how trees can communicate through underground networks.
Oh, yeah.
Sharing nutrients and, like, warnings about threats. Is that
Okay.
the kind of thing we're talking about?
That's exactly it. Yeah. Waxira even goes beyond that, though.
Oh, okay.
And he points to the way that plants sense and respond to their surroundings.
Yeah.
So, for instance, a vine reaching for sunlight.
Right.
It isn't just randomly growing.
Yeah.
It's actively seeking the energy it needs.
Yeah.
There's a kind of problem-solving intelligence at play.
It's like plants have this built-in knowledge of how to thrive,
Right.
even without, a brain as we understand it.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And this intelligence is constantly at work, right?
Yeah.
It's allowing the entire plant kingdom to flourish in, incredibly diverse and often harsh environments.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So we've got intelligence at the atomic level. Now we're seeing it in the plant world.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the next step on this ladder is animals.
You got it.
Okay.
And this is where things get really interesting.
All right.
Animal intelligence, according to Waxira, it goes beyond just instinct.
Okay.
While instincts definitely play a role,
Yeah.
there's this deeper intelligence that's guiding those instincts, right?
Yeah.
Allowing for adaptation and complex behaviors.
So it's not just about, like, pre-programmed responses. Animals are actually making choices, responding to their environment in ways that suggest a much higher level of intelligence
I think so, yeah.
than we typically give them credit for.
Absolutely. Think about bird migration.
Yeah.
How do birds know when to leave, where to go?
Right.
How to navigate over thousands of miles?
It's incredible.
It's not just a set of instructions they're born with.
Yeah.
There's a deeper intelligence and innate wisdom guiding their actions.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Okay.
Like, we're moving from this, like, very basic reactive intelligence to something much more complex and adaptable.
Exactly.
So that leads us to the intelligence we're perhaps most familiar with.
Yeah.
Human intelligence.
Of course.
Finally, our time to shine.
Right.
But I have a feeling this isn't going to be like your typical humans are the smartest conversation, is it?
Not quite.
Okay.
Remember, we're expanding our definition of intelligence here.
Right.
And when it comes to humans,
Yeah.
Waxhira makes this fascinating distinction
Okay.
between two types of intelligence: mind intelligence
Yeah.
and understanding intelligence.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Break it down for me. What's the difference?
Okay, so think of mind intelligence as like the more feminine aspect,
Right.
dealing with emotions, thoughts, memory, creativity.
Mm-hmm.
It's how we interact with the world on a day-to-day basis, using both logic and intuition.
So it's the part of us is constantly like taking in information,
Yeah.
processing it, responding to it.
Uh-huh.
It's what allows us to, learn, solve problems, express ourselves.
Exactly. But then there's understanding intelligence,
Okay.
which the source describes as like the more masculine aspect.
Got it.
This is about deeper insights, discernment, and the ability to grasp like complex concepts.
Okay.
This is where wisdom resides.
So if mind intelligence is about like navigating the world,
Yeah.
understanding intelligence is about comprehending it on a deeper level,
Exactly.
like seeing the bigger picture.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's the ability to make connections, see patterns, and understand the why behind the what, It's what allows us to move beyond that surface level thinking and, delve into deeper meaning.
This is making me rethink my whole understanding of intelligence. We're not just talking about IQ.
No.
Or, academic smarts.
That's much broader.
It's much broader and more multifaceted than that.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah.
Waxhira is challenging us to recognize that intelligence exists on a spectrum, and each level plays a vital role in the grand scheme of things.
Okay.
But we've only scratched the surface.
Oh, no.
The real mind blower.
Okay.
The peak of this intelligence pyramid is what Waxhira calls divine intelligence.
Okay, now you've really got my attention.
Yeah.
This is where things get cosmic, right?
You could say that. This is about the intelligence behind the intelligence.
Okay.
The source of all creation. The force that drives the evolution of consciousness.
Wow.
And it's expressed through two primary qualities, faith and love.
Now, I've heard a lot of things about faith and love.
Right.
But I have a feeling we're not talking about Hallmark cards and Sunday sermons here.
You're right about that.
Okay.
We're talking about something much bigger.
Yeah.
Something that transcends our everyday understanding of these concepts.
I'm ready.
But before we dive in to the depths of divine intelligence, let's take a closer look at each of these first 5 levels,
Sure.
and see how they kind of build upon each other, leading us towards this more expansive view of intelligence itself.
Sounds like a plan. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
We do.
So let's get to it.
Let's do it. We've been exploring this idea that, intelligence isn't limited to humans.
Right.
It exists throughout the universe in like various forms.
Yeah.
It's a pretty radical shift in perspective.
It really is. I mean, we started with organic intelligence.
Right.
This idea that even like atoms and molecules have a kind of inherent knowing. It's like the universe itself is built on this foundation of intelligence.
That's right. And as we move up the levels,
we
see this intelligence becoming more complex, more adaptable. We talked about plants, sensing their environment, seeking resources, even communicating with each other in ways that, we're just beginning to understand.
Like that study I read about how trees in a forest can warn each other about, like, insect infestations.
Oh, yeah.
Through these underground fungal networks.
Absolutely.
It's almost like they have their own internet.
Exactly. And Waxhira suggests this is all part of plant intelligence, this form of intelligence that allows them to, thrive in a constantly changing world. They're not just sitting there passively.
Right.
They're actively responding to challenges and opportunities.
Which makes me wonder about animals.
Okay.
I mean, we've all seen like those amazing nature documentaries showcasing like the incredible things that animals can do.
Yeah.
But how does animal intelligence, as Waxhira calls it, differ from just like the instinctual behavior we often attribute to them?
Yeah, that's a key distinction.
Okay.
Instinct is certainly a part of it.
Yeah.
But Waxhira argues that there's this like deeper intelligence at play.
Okay.
A kind of innate wisdom that like guides those instincts.
Right.
And allows for a level of flexibility and problem solving that, we might not expect.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, take crows, for instance.
Okay.
There's this famous story about a group of crows in Japan that learned to use car traffic to crack open walnuts.
What? What?
Yeah, they would drop the nuts onto the crosswalk, wait for the cars to run over them.
Oh, wow.
And then, like, swoop down to collect the cracked nuts when the light turned red.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's not just instinct.
Yeah.
That's like a level of reasoning and adaptation.
Yeah.
That's pretty remarkable.
It really challenges the idea that they're just acting on these like pre-programmed behaviors.
Exactly. Waxhira suggests that this animal intelligence is what allows them to, navigate their environments, find food, protect themselves, raise their young.
Right.
It's a level of intelligence that's like perfectly suited to their needs.
Yeah.
And allows them to thrive in their ecological niche.
This is really expanding my perspective on intelligence in general.
Good.
It's not just about human-like thinking.
No.
It's about the ability to adapt, learn, and thrive in whatever environment you find yourself in.
I think so, yeah.
Which, of course, brings us to human intelligence.
Of course.
But, we're not just talking about the kind of intelligence we measure with IQ tests, right?
We're talking about something much broader.
Yeah.
And more nuanced.
Right. You mentioned Waxhira's distinction between mind intelligence and understanding intelligence.
Right.
It feels like we're moving beyond, like, the basic definition here.
Absolutely.
And exploring something, like, deeper.
So mind intelligence is what we typically think of when we talk about human intelligence.
Yeah.
It's our ability to think, learn, reason, solve problems.
Right.
It's what allows us to process information, make decisions, create new things.
So it's the part of us that's constantly, like, analyzing, strategizing, figuring things out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Waxhira argues this is only one aspect of human intelligence.
Okay.
He suggests that understanding intelligence is equally important.
Okay.
If not more so.
Interesting.
This is about going beyond the surface level.
Right.
Grasping, like, deeper meaning. And connecting with something larger than ourselves.
It sounds almost spiritual.
Yeah.
Like a kind of wisdom or enlightenment.
You could say that Waxhira describes it as the ability to discern truth from falsehood.
Okay.
To see the interconnectedness of all things and to live in accordance with a higher purpose.
So it's not just about being smart in, like, a conventional sense.
No.
It's about developing a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
Precisely. And Waxhira suggests that this understanding intelligence is what allows us to tap into our full potential as human beings.
Okay.
It's what drives our creativity, our compassion, and our desire to make a positive impact on the world.
This is really making me rethink my own priorities. It's not just about, like, getting ahead or achieving success.
Right.
It's about cultivating a deeper understanding of life and our place within it.
And that brings us to the culmination of this intelligence journey.
All right.
The peak of the pyramid.
Yeah.
Divine intelligence.
Okay, I'm ready for the mind bending.
All right, so
we've explored intelligence in atoms, plants, animals, even within ourselves. But what is divine intelligence, and how does it connect to everything else we've been discussing?
Imagine the intelligence that, like, gave birth to the universe.
Okay.
The intelligence that guides the evolution of stars and galaxies. The intelligence that, like, breathes life into all things.
Yeah.
That's what Waxhira is referring to.
Wow.
When he talks about divine intelligence.
So it's like the ultimate source of all intelligence, the force behind the force.
Exactly. And Waxhira suggests that this divine intelligence expresses itself through two primary qualities.
Okay.
Faith and love.
I'm really curious about this.
Yeah.
Faith and love are such loaded terms, often associated with religion or romantic relationships.
Of course.
How does Waxhira define them in this context?
He defines faith not as, like, blind belief or adherence to dogma, but as a deep trust in the intelligence and order of the universe.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that, like, there's a bigger picture, a grand plan, even if we can't always see it or understand it.
So it's about having confidence in the universe, even when things seem chaotic or uncertain.
Precisely. And love, in this context, is about recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. It's about seeing the divine spark in everything and everyone. And acting with compassion and kindness toward all beings.
It sounds like a very expansive view of love.
It is.
One that goes beyond, like, personal relationships and and encompasses the entire universe.
That's right. Waxira suggests that this kind of love is the key to unlocking our true potential as humans and connecting with the divine intelligence that, permeates all things.
It's a beautiful and inspiring concept.
It is.
But how do we actually cultivate this kind of faith and love in our everyday lives?
Right.
How do we tap into this divine intelligence and let it guide our actions?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's one that we'll explore as we wrap up our deep dives into these 7 levels of intelligence.
I'm eager to hear more. We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the tiniest particles to the vastness of the cosmos.
It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing to think that intelligence in all its forms is, like, woven into the fabric of reality itself.
It really is.
It's amazing to think about all these different levels of intelligence.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, I feel like we've been on this incredible journey, exploring, like, all these different ways that intelligence shows up.
Absolutely.
As described by Waxira and this Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood.
It's a pretty profound concept.
It really is. It's really shifted my perspective on, like, what it even means to be intelligent.
Yeah, to think that intelligence isn't just something that, we humans possess.
Right.
But like a fundamental force that's woven into the fabric of reality itself.
Exactly. We started with, the intelligence inherent in atoms and molecules. Then we moved on to, like, the remarkable adaptability of plants and the innate wisdom of animals.
Yeah.
And then we even explored the 2 distinct types of intelligence within us as humans.
Of course.
Mind intelligence and understanding intelligence.
Yeah, but it's this final level, divine intelligence.
Divine intelligence.
That really has me pondering, like, the big questions.
Yeah, I'm still grappling with that concept, to be honest. We talked about faith as this, like, trust in the intelligence of the universe, and love as this recognition of the interconnectedness of all things.
Yeah.
But how do those qualities, like, translate into action?
Right.
How do we actually tap into this divine intelligence and let it guide our lives?
Well, it's not about, like, passive acceptance or wishful thinking.
Right.
Waxira is very clear about that.
Yeah.
He suggests that, cultivating faith and love requires conscious effort, a willingness to step outside our limited, ego-driven perspectives, and embrace a larger reality.
So it's about actively choosing to see the world through a different lens, one that recognizes the intelligence and interconnectedness of all things.
Precisely.
Okay.
It's about, like, shifting our focus from me to we.
Right.
From competition to collaboration.
Okay.
From fear to compassion.
Yeah, and this isn't just, like, some feel-good philosophy.
Right.
Waxira actually believes that this is the key to unlocking our true potential as humans.
I think so, yeah.
Which makes sense, if we're all part of this interconnected web of intelligence, then, like, acting in alignment with that intelligence would naturally lead to, a more harmonious and fulfilling existence.
Exactly. And that's where faith comes in.
Okay.
It's about trusting that even when things seem, difficult or uncertain, there's this underlying intelligence guiding the process.
Right.
This force that's ultimately moving us towards, greater understanding and connection.
So it's not about ignoring the challenges or pretending that, like, everything's perfect.
No.
It's about having faith that, even in the midst of chaos, there's this deeper order at play.
Precisely. And love in this context isn't just like a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Right.
It's an active force. A willingness to extend compassion and kindness to ourselves, to others, and to the world around us.
To the world around us.
It's about recognizing that divine spark in all things.
Yeah.
And acting accordingly.
It's a really powerful concept, It is. It's almost like we've been given this roadmap for, like, a more meaningful and fulfilling life.
Yeah.
By cultivating faith and love, by aligning ourselves with this divine intelligence, we can tap into this source of wisdom and guidance that transcends our limited human understanding.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
And it's something that we can all strive for.
Right.
Regardless of, our background or beliefs.
It's not about, like, subscribing to a particular dogma or religion.
It's about recognizing the intelligence that's inherent in the universe and aligning ourselves with it.
Yeah, it's really like a message of hope and empowerment.
Yes.
Like, We're not just these cogs in a machine.
Right.
We're active participants in the unfolding of something much grander than ourselves.
And the choices that we make, both individually and collectively, really matter.
They do.
You know, by embracing these principles of faith and love, by acting in accordance with this divine intelligence, we can contribute to, you know, a more compassionate, just and sustainable world.
It's a lot to take in.
That is.
But it's incredibly inspiring. I feel like I've been given like this whole new way of looking at the world. One that's filled with possibility and wonder.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
These 7 levels of intelligence, culminating in divine intelligence, offer us this framework for understanding our place in the universe. And our potential to contribute to something truly remarkable.
Well, it's been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
And I want to thank you for, sharing your insights.
My pleasure.
I have a feeling I'll be pondering these ideas for a long time to come.
As will I. And for those listening, I encourage you to continue exploring these concepts, delve into the source material and see what resonates with you.
Absolutely.
The journey of understanding is an ongoing one, right?
Right.
And it's filled with wonder and possibility.
Beautifully said. And that's a wrap on this deep dive.
Great.
Thanks for joining us as we explored the multifaceted intelligence of the universe.
It was great having you.
Until next time, keep those brain cells firing and never stop seeking knowledge and understanding.
Absolutely.